what do you think are the 2 or 3 key things that either the government or the industry needs to do to take us to a stage of maturation?
I think what has happened is we have been doing too many things in bits and pieces. And there's never been one top-down holistic approach training program. Maybe that's been there in the space sector, but when it comes to aeronautics, we have been somehow, doing it in bits and pieces. And I think certain niche technologies, I can take my own example, things like flight dynamics. Even today, modeling and simulation is another big area that the country needs to put in a lot more effort. Because unless one really understands the physics of the plane, be it a subsystem or an entire aircraft, it just doesn't translate to math. And then whatever tools you have to give the solutions.
Right. And man in space, I think you should comment on it. Where is it that you see both sides? You've been a pilot and you've seen as an industry as well. What do you think is it that we're lacking?
I think the aerospace industry today in our country is, other than HAL of course, is in its nascent stage. And to that extent, I think not only the state government in Karnataka, but the other states also are wanting to make this a priority sector. And eventually we will see the industry flourishing. We're going to have this aerospace park where a lot of us, I think, out here are going to be out there in the next year and a half. And over a period of time, I think we will catch up. According to me, that's my personal opinion, is that designing per se in India, we are perhaps 15 or 20 years behind the West.
The interesting thing is that design as a domain in itself has started maturing in India. If we were to look at the automotive sector, for example. So I share that optimism in the sense that we will get there. It's just a matter of time, how quickly we can get there. On that theory, what are your thoughts? What is it that the government or the industry should be looking to accelerate this whole pace?
From my point of view, academic background in engineers here is really important. So here in India, this industry is quite new and includes some specialties in university for aerospace domain could be something really important. We may also think about having some kind of partnership with Western university for student exchange to bring the knowledge inside the country.
Which brings me to you, Karthik, in terms of the fact that you're probably one of the largest employers of aerospace engineers. How is it that you get those people? What do you think are the challenges that are there?
Fundamentally, what I feel is aerospace engineering is all about telling the team that you are here to build a career for 20 years. Because I think that's very, very important for the aerospace engineers to realize that if you have a dream or vision of building an aircraft industry, I think it's extremely important for us to create a passionate engineers who will probably take this as a career path. If you look at India as a country, we are fighting for talent on a daily basis. So it's extremely important for us, even those engineers, we may not have the high quality engineers who may come out of the college. I'm talking about aerospace engineering. If we don't retain them within this space, even we are going to allow them to move into other domains, and I think that's more of supply and demand side. So it's extremely important for us to create those passionate engineers who really have their dream of realizing their own aircraft during their career. I think that's a very, very important element.